here. The Browns are here once again, ready to excite us with the Colts. The mystery of Deshaun Watson playing and not playing will be a game time decision. According to Mary Kay Cabot, according to many others, sounds like Watson will be a go today, which is great news. Also today, sounds like Kareem Hunt's very iffy, very 50-50. We'll have to see if he will be able to play today. It would be tough not to have Kareem Hunt out there. I would hope that he would be able to go. Morning, Papas. Good to see you, brother. Hopefully he'll be ready to go out there and have a good game today for the Browns. But for what it's worth, I think because it's an AFC opponent, a very winnable game on the road, and a game they should win. A game they should win. Let's see if I can get. There he is. He's coming in there.
Hey, what's going on?
Little Instagram break up there. Good to see you, Tony. All right, Tony. Let me ask you to you this way. So I kind of let off with it. Deshaun Watson, I guess it sounds like he is playing. What are your thoughts? I mean, I think it's great news.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Playing the Colts. Great news. Great news, Tony.
Yeah. Great news. Yeah. I mean, this definitely means that he was having no problem with the shoulder, woke up Saturday, Sunday after having a week of practice, no soreness, because they weren't going to throw him back out there if he wasn't good to go. So this says that he's good to go. They're not taking any risks with this, but it's great news. I mean, PJ did what he had to do, but he didn't play great, to put it kindly, I guess. Deshaun doesn't need to play an A-plus type of game ever for this team to win. He just needs to take care of the ball, make some plays, and I really like the chance to do that against a team he's had success against.
Look, to keep it simple, this is the Colts, a team he dominates. Deshaun Watson dominates the Colts. He dominates this AFC South division. It's a little bit of a motivating factor, in my opinion. Okay, fine. P.J. Walker is not as good as we all know. He's back up. This is exciting news, and it sounds like he looked really great on Friday. I mean, they are really glowingly giving him remarks about how well he looks. Sounds like he's been very diligent. Now, to the other half of this, which I do think is a kind of a cautious note, Kareem Hunt may not play. And I've been saying this a lot in our writings. Go to BelieveInTheLand.com. Check out Tony's work. Check out the work we do together. I think they need to add a running back. They added in Deion Jackson, who ironically got cut by the Colts earlier this year. Thoughts on Kareem Hunt possibly not playing today?
It definitely hurts the screen game because Kareem looked good last game, and he's really good in that screen game. We've talked about it before. That's where he thrives. He's so good at the timing and finding the right lanes. So it's not a huge loss, but it definitely hurts. Deion Jackson filled in pretty nicely for the Colts last year, so we'll see how he looks today. I'm kind of interested to see more Pierre Strong outside of just garbage time role. I'd like to see him actually get a shot. We'll see how it looks today if Hunt can't go. Otherwise, they might need to add a running back, but it's a big day for the other three not named Kareem Hunt.
Yep, and this is the day where I'd love to see some more of my new favorite receiver, Amari Cooper. I love Cooper. We liked him before this year started, but he is having such a good year, and I really want to. I throw the ball to Cooper as much as possible, and I'd like to see a little Marquise Goodwin too, coming around the corner and doing a flip play, or maybe even out of the backfield. I do agree with Tony. Pierre Strong, it'd be nice to see this guy play. I don't have a feel anyway for Pierre Strong. It'd be nice to see him in this game do something. Okay, for the flip side of the ball, we're burying the best part of the team. Defense is dominant. They're very healthy outside of Newsome. Newsome sounds like a game time decision. Truthfully, they have so many good cornerbacks. That's okay there. Exciting today. You know, this is back to the old Browns. You stop Jonathan Taylor, Tony, which I think they will. I think they'll slow him down. The Browns should win. I mean, Gardner Minshew is not going to beat you.
Yeah, he's not going to beat you by himself for sure. I know he had a good win against the Ravens, and he's not a bad quarterback, but he's not going to be the game wrecker by himself. If we can slow down the run game, which they're going to lean on. They have two running backs who have played well this year. Jonathan Taylor's going to get that increased workload today finally. But if we can slow down the run game and force them to rely on Minshew to drive them down the field with passing, I don't see them doing that. The receivers are fine. Michael Pittman's a solid player, but to get separation against our talented cornerbacks without the run game being a factor, it would be a very good sign for the Browns to easily get a win.
Yeah, the two two players who can beat you today are Taylor and Pittman. More importantly, Taylor. Jonathan Taylor can beat you. Pittman can. I don't think he's as good as Cooper, but he's good. He is a good receiver, and he's someone who can light you up if you're not careful. But those are really the things to watch out for the defense. I just think for the defense today, if they come out with a similar passion like they have all year, and they come out with a big focus, I think the Colts, go Browns. I think the Colts are going to really struggle today offensively. I think it's going to be hard for them outside of Taylor. No, we do not need Taylor to go off in the fantasy league. Okay, Mets. No, we do not. No, we do not. You should be starting some other running backs today. The Browns are going to keep them down, and they're going to knock them down throughout this game. I don't have a good feel for this game, meaning I'm not nervous. I don't feel bad, but I'm not feeling great. What's your feel for this game? I don't have like a feel for like how this game's going to go. How are you feeling?
It can really go so many different ways because we were talking about it earlier how the Niners last week was such a typical letdown week for them after the big win against the Cowboys. This is a huge emotional game for us right after a massive upset win and Deshaun's back. So we can't overlook the Colts. They're not the best team in the league, but they're all professional teams. We can see anybody is going to compete with anyone because these are all professionals out there. This isn't college. So it can go wherever. They got to take them seriously.
I think the Colts are dangerous because they're actually decent and they're not flashy. And those are usually the hardest teams to prepare for. Cam Holmes says we'll see our first defensive touchdown. That'd be great in this game. I will say this. I do think this is the first game where the Browns don't win the turnover margin. I think it could really hurt. On the road, you have to be even on turnovers or better. They were not against Pittsburgh. That's my only thing that's the only reason why in this game I'm a little nerve-wracking. This is their first road game in over a month. So I am a little nerve-wracking about that. It's been a long time since I've been on the road. Now, the Colts are not the Steelers. So playing in Indianapolis is not the same. So we should be good there. And, again, Deshaun Watson playing makes me feel a lot better. That's my only reason why I'm like, I think the Browns will win, but I'm not as confident because of the road factor. Are you worried about that? I kind of am. It's been over a month since their last road game.
Yeah, it's been a while since they played on the road, and you don't really realize how much that impacts a team when you're just sitting at home observing. It's hard to get the emotional feel with a team where they got to travel finally and they're out there. And I think the Colts are a sneaky good team. We saw they traveled to Baltimore and got a win. It's not going to be some crazy atmosphere like we saw in Pittsburgh, like you said, but it's definitely, like I said earlier, it's not a team you can just take lightly and forget about. You have to go out there and play like they're the best team in the league. You have to stay focused, no turnovers. I'd love to see them win the turnover battle. The issue is the defense is never on the field enough to get turnovers. We're always 3 and out. There's not enough opportunities, but take care of the ball on offense. That's the biggest key.
Jason, I agree with you. Can I overlook Minshew? JEMB, I think the Browns win 31-10. I kind of have a similar score. I see this game being like 24-17, something in that range. I think the Colts will score a couple times today since it's on the road. But honestly, I think they'll be able to contain Taylor. I just don't see Minshew beating us. I don't know why. I just don't see that. And he's a decent backup, but I just don't see that happening in this game. Tony, what are your predictions?
I think it's going to be closer than people expect because the Colts are not a horrible team. I don't think it's going to be a nail-biter. You never know. I'll say like 23-13. That seems like a reasonable score.
It is a reasonable score. I just think the key today, even in the turnover battle, I'm not even saying winning, just go even in the battle. Deshaun Watson playing is huge. It really changes the game because with him in there, he'll be able to – he does play well in Indianapolis. I think playing in a dome will really be a good thing for him. I think Watson has a great game. I do too, JMB. I do. I think it changes the game. It makes you feel more confident, I will say. The only thing about this game, they haven't played a road game in over a month. And that does make me wonder how they're going to come out. Last thought. Has this offensive line shook over early jitters, Tony, do you think?
They did look a lot better last week. You're getting Batonio back today. I hope so. DeJuan Jones played probably the best game of his career last week. Jed Wills looked solid. Wyatt Teller needs to get a little bit going again, but he looked pretty good. I'd like to say they turned the page. I guess we'll see today if that officially is. There were still some miscommunications against the Niners where we were allowing pressures just out of missed assignments. So I'd like to see that cut down to almost none, but we can have another performance against a good front. They've got a good front seven, but it's not like the 49ers. So it's a good chance to take advantage.
I'll leave it here. I do think the offensive line has settled down a little bit. Not all the way, but a little bit. Jed Wills needs to stop with the flags. I agree with you, Adam. They did a nice job of complimenting Jed Wills instead of letting Jed Wills. I thought for too long all they do is run left sweeps, left sweeps, left sweeps, left sweeps. Tony pointed out in his article and on our YouTube video, BelieveInTheLand.com, Believe in the Land. They did finally some different running game patterns inside, and I thought that really helped. I think Jed Wills does a lot better when he's complimenting, not being the focus. And the Browns do run a lot of sweeps to the left. It was nice, Tony. Yeah. It was nice to see something today. Real quickly, and by the way, Dwan Jones is having an amazing year. Real quickly, Tony, I kind of saw this game the way it happened. Ohio State rolling. I actually will say this. I think Ohio State is the best team in the country.
Yeah, they might be. I'm not so sure about the offense too much. Marvin Harrison's generational, so he's going to do a lot of things on his own. But that defense is really impressive. That's another really good game against a solid offense. Penn State, probably not as good as advertised, but maybe that's just Ohio State playing another good game.
I think Penn State's a year away. It's the classic case of an offense that's a year away. I think that offense next year looks a lot different in Happy Valley. This year, though, is this year. Marvin Harrison Jr. should win the Heisman Trophy. He really should. Marvin Harrison Jr. by far is the best player. I watch a lot of college football. He is the best player in college football right now. Tony, it's not even close. Not even close.
No, he's ridiculous. And McCord has his ups and downs, but when you've got 18 always open, not only is he always open, but he's going to get yards after the catch. He's going to do it all. They got to just continue, get him the ball, and your offense is going to have an easy day.
A and B, I don't think it matters whether Georgia's 1 or Ohio State's 2 right now. Here's the one thing I'll mention. Georgia is defending champs, so I give some respect to that, and they have not lost. But Georgia hasn't played anybody. Michigan hasn't played anybody. Michigan's now fighting cheating allegations, so they're just. But anyways, I just had to get that out there. I thought that game played the way I thought it did. And again, this year, Ohio State's certainly not perfect. And McCord has moments where it makes you nerve-wracking. And boy, Travion Henderson, I don't know what has happened. They really need him at some point. I will emphasize that. I guess they're resting him for the second half of the season. I don't know. But great win for the Buckeyes. I'll be here at halftime. I'll be here after the game. Check out, if you need stuff to read, BelieveInTheLand.com. Tony Camino breaks down the Niners win film-wise. We do all sorts of videos on Believe in the Land on YouTube. Check out that page. We break down Knicks and Cavs. Tony breaks it down in an article, too. All sorts of great material. You should read it. Pick up your coffee. Pour some Baileys. Or maybe just drink it a little black. And have a good time and read all of our articles in there. Tony there. I'm Andy Billman here. We'll see you at halftime of the game. Go Browns!
Go Browns!